All right, here we go. I got Vendetta. I got last fall. It's been 6-8 months. It was on sale, super cheap. I think it was under $200. Didn't know. It looks like they've discontinued the Vendettas for now. Guessing that's why it's on sale. But I have another one. It was actually a Mega Infraction that I converted to a Vendetta. This one's actual RTR Vendetta, but wanted to play around with this. Gonna do a few things. All stock at the moment. Stock electronics, whatnot. I'm gonna switch out the electronics. I got a few options, not sure what I'm gonna do. I've got the 4S Spectrum, a Copperhead. I think I have a Mamba Monster 2 here somewhere, and a few motors to try out. I think I'm gonna start kind of a 4S rig and work up from there. I got an extra set of shocks from Jenny's. I'm gonna set up for speed runs where it'll keep the front end down and keep the back from squatting. I'll kind of show you what I'm gonna do there. I have the M2C 3S motor mount and brace. It's supposed to give you a little more space to move motors and motor options. So we'll see. Gonna replace the slipper with a hot racing slipper eliminator. I have a few options here. I think I can get down to a 30 tooth spur. We'll change it to mod 1 as well. So gonna change out the standard drive shaft with an aluminum one, and then put in a center brace. On my other ones I used a Outcast 4S brace, and then had to put these spacers on. At the same time I ordered a Creighton 4S brace. So this one I'm actually going to chop down to fit in here, and see what else, kind of go through the car and get it set up for some speed runs. My other one has, I put the 17 mil hex adapters with bigger tires, like 100mm tires versus the 85 that are on here. And my PR on that is 124 on 6S. So I'm going to see what I could do with this on 4S, probably play with electronics, but initially just kind of want to get it set up for a maiden run, and I'll take you along the way, show you updates, and we'll go from there. Quick check-in. I cut it off. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like hollow and threaded the whole way through, and it's not. So we'll see if I can get this to work and get a hole relatively in the middle. I cut it off, kind of sanded it flat now. Used the drill to kind of get it nice and even on the bottom, and we'll see if I could drill a hole. I'll just do a punch in the middle and try to mount it. I don't have a press, so could be interesting. It's pretty soft, so we'll see. All right, not perfect. My drill bit slid off to the side, so not centered. I was able to drill it, and then I just have a tap and die set and tap the hole, so I think it'll work. Won't be pretty, but should be adequate. Oh, I might have to go a little deeper. Thought I had it, but it'll work. We'll get it finished up and make sure it fits. Alright, moment of truth to see if I got this right. Not perfect, but it'll definitely work. Yep. Yep, I just need some screws to hold that in, so got it. Maybe cut it a touch short. Thought it was the same as this one for my other one. It is, but it'll work. I don't really need it to brace too much. I like to mount my cat packs up there. So I think I'm gonna move on to some shock work. So it's kind of boring. I'll just check in a little bit, kind of show you what I'm doing once I have stuff opened up. So, all right, got the shocks apart. So for the front ones, I just took a little piece of fuel tubing, put it inside the shock, and that'll bring the front down. And then in the rear, I put the fuel tubing at the end to limit the amount of travel. So that should always keep the front down and the rear up, even when you get to speed and it starts squatting. I've never done these shocks before, so the bottom actually comes out. You need to use the tool that comes with it. So I'm gonna top these off and we'll move on to the next thing. All right, quick update. I had showed you the shocks apart. They're together now. So here's a front, no tubing. Here's a rear with tubing. These are the same shocks. I think the shock springs are a little different, but the rest of the shock's the same. You'll see in the back, I put this all the way down. You want the back to go down as much as possible. Keep the front end lower than the back. And then with putting that little bit of tubing, it's not a huge difference. It's kind of hard to line up because I only put the preload about halfway down up for the front, or at least to start. But you could see it's probably, 3-4 millimeter difference. We'll see once it gets on there how it all lines up. Then with the motor mount, I got the M2C motor mount. It does provide a millimeter or two more difference of slide, but I know from experience what actually limits it's not necessarily how you can mount the motor. It's the pinion starts rubbing up against here. So I did get a smaller spur to try later. This is a 34 tooth on here. Here's a 30. So I think I could do like a 34, 27, or 8, I think, before it started riding here. If I do a 30, that'll put a little more to the center, I think, and get a little bigger, but we'll see. I'll keep going. Oh, the other thing I did, I've done this with all my 3 and 4S vehicles. This comes closed, so I cut a slot just to let stuff out there. Otherwise, it kind of holds all the sand and dust and whatnot. So I'll keep moving along and give you updates along the way. Oh, I do think I'm going to start with the stock Spectrum 4S instead of the 3S it came with, and the same 3900 kV motor. That's a little, I think this is 3S rated, but I'll run this on 4, see what happens. I think it's either going to cut out or maybe blow this out, but I just want to see what it'll do, and then I'll probably power it up to maybe the Copperhead, but probably the Mamba Monster 2, and I might get a TP motor here and really get after it. Hardest part's getting tires for this. They've got the smaller size Hoons that are belted. Foams are a little tough to get. You can put 17 mil adapters, but these are 14 mil hexes, and normal 10th scale are smaller than these, and then the 8th scale are a lot bigger, and you have to run a different body or completely trim your body way out to get the tires to fit. So we'll kind of keep playing along, and it's probably going to be a couple weeks till I can get out and run it, but I'll kind of keep going with this, keep you updated, and show you when it's done. All right, I think we got it kind of wrapped up here. I got the 4S ESC in, Spectrum, just the stock from like a Creighton 4S. Kept the stock 3900 kV motor, center brace, the M2C motor mount. Did the shock work, so now I got a little bit of a rake with the frontward lean. Did the gear change out for the changed out the slipper for a fixed smaller pinion and a mod 1 change, and that's pretty much it. I got Hoons, the small Hoons on there, belted tires. We'll get this out and test. It might be a little bit, but we'll see how it goes.